One of the unique things about Convoy of Hope is we just have a driving passion to feed the world. One of the ways that we do that is through our children's feeding program. We're feeding now nearly 100,000 children, many of them on a daily basis, in different parts of the world, 7 different countries of the world. We're in Nicaragua, Honduras, the Dominican Republic, Haiti, El Salvador, Kenya, and the Philippines. Nearly 100,000 children that we're feeding almost on a daily basis. One of the ways that we do that is we're using the youth here at General Council in what we call a food packing party. So if you'll come with me, we'll go over here and take a look at it. We've got youth from the Fine Arts Festival, youth from all different parts of General Council that are coming in here, and what we're doing is packaging black beans that are used in some of these countries that we talked about for feeding purposes. If you take a look, it's a pretty neat assembly line process. We've got guys at this end that are filling the buckets with beans, and then what they'll do is the students will scoop those into plastic bags, and it makes its way down the line. They're weighed out so we get an approximately the same amount of beans in every bag. They're wearing hair nets, they're wearing gloves in order to keep the food clean through the process. We come down here, they're all weighed, then they're packaged, they're bagged, they're sealed, and then they're put in these boxes down here on the pallet. We start loading up the pallets, and we'll walk away from General Council with a tractor trailer load worth of these beans, worth of these meals. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on. The way that we start this whole process is with these big 50-pound bags of black beans. What this will eventually become is meals of beans and rice for these young children in the schools in these different parts of the world. You can imagine with children and with the ladies that actually prepare it, these 50-pound bags, as many children as they're feeding, sometimes 300 or 400 at a setting, that gets pretty heavy and pretty hard to deal with. So what we do is we package them, and we're using the youth to do that. So the beans will come in these big pallets, and these pallets will weigh, this stack right here weighs over 4,000 pounds. So there's a lot of beans there, but what we'll end up with is when we get done with the process that we showed you, we'll end up with almost an entire tractor trailer load of beans. We'll mate that with another tractor trailer load of rice, and there we have the meals for these kids. The need behind our feeding program is, if any of you have traveled to developing countries, you've seen situations where there are mothers who literally have to decide which child is going to eat today. It's not unusual in our feeding programs for us to talk with mothers that may have 4 or 5, 6 children, and they have to make decisions on a daily basis as to who's going to eat. The other aspect of it is all the children we feed are through school systems. So as the kids come to school, for many of them, that's the only hot meal or the only meal that they'll receive that they'll be able to eat that entire day. And by us working through school systems, what that's done is kept children in school. And in many of these developing countries, education is a paramount need. So when we feed children through the school system, parents have told us it's actually cheaper to send their child to school than it is to feed them. So they will put their kids in school just so they can receive that free meal. And that's what's going to guarantee these children a future, is that education. One of the ways that we fund this children's feeding initiative is through One Day to Feed the World. And that's a program whereby members of a church, members of a business can all get together, give an offering that is basically one day's wage. And that all comes together in one offering that goes to Convoy of Hope and allows us to feed nearly 100,000 children around the world. You can find out more about this at our website, www.convoyofhope.org.